Wait, send me a picture.
We start off with a meow. As soon as I unmute us. Good evening, my darling batlings. We're doing more Transformers Earthfall tonight. This time, I'm not only joined by Chuck and Red, and JKR will be joining on after dinner, but we've also got two more people with us. Willow and the boss man himself, RJ.
Hello.
Feel free to introduce yourselves in whichever order you please, Willow and RJ.
I'll let Boss Man go first.
Yeah. All right. So, obviously, those who don't know me, I'm the Peach 191 Pictures, or just Riley. I don't mind putting my name out there. So, I am the director of Transformers Earthfall, Transformers Insurgents, and Transformers Operation Arc. I guess, I don't know. I've been doing stop motion since 2009. So.
2009? I had no idea it'd been that long.
Yeah. So, I started in 2009 when Revenge of the Fallen came out.
Damn, I was 6.
And then
I was 14.
Let's see, and then I did it till about 2014, and then I stopped until obviously Transformers Insurgents. I tried to get back into it a few times here and there, and I uploaded some clips and just like testing footage. But if you look at the channel, you can see the big gap of like 10 years. So, and then that's really I did Halo Machinima for anybody who knows Halo. Like I did that. In between those years, I was doing that with some friends, but and then I've done some live action for Ray here with my other friends around town. But yeah, I mean that's me.
Glad to have you on board, and very glad to be a part of this project as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad to have everybody a part of this project.
Yeah, thank you. For
you have no idea how much fun it is.
You guys keep me going. I don't care how many people say that. I'll say it too.
All right. Well, you keep us going too, dude. Thank you.
And Willow, feel free to give us a little intro.
All right. Woman, quick. Anyway, hello.
She's my widow sister.
I am the widow sister who knows where you sleep, so stop doing that voice. Anyway,
by a lot.
So, I'm going by Willow with this project, but for a lot of people on the internet and a lot of my friends, they call me Fen. It has been such a fun experience being part of this. I've been thinking about doing voice acting for a long time, but with my brother being involved with this, Chuck, or Spuck Convoy, he kind of helped me get started with it, and I've enjoyed every single moment. Sorry, I play Strong Arm. I forgot to mention that.
I had to buy her 2 flats of 35 Cokes.
Only because we couldn't. Because I was going to make my wife do it. I was going to make her do it, and it probably would have been bad, and then I could have killed Strong Arm off, but we were our last straw, and he's like, I'm going to buy my sister some Coke, and she'll do it.
Yeah, not the drug kind, but
Not the white stuff you snuff up.
Yeah,
no,
the soda,
the
right?
Drinks. The soda. No illegal substances here. No. No.
It seems like we're on some, but we're not. Hi, cat.
Squirrel.
very adorable. Your cat is adorable. I love that cat. It's ominously staring at you through the door.
He doesn't do that often. He's here now. Hi, buddy.
I gotta send you a picture of my dog sometime. She's adorable.
Oh, your dog's adorable.
Wait, pictures of dogs. I have many of mine. Here, I'm gonna send some.
But before we get to that, we need to get through some more of Transformers Earthfall. We are starting on episode 5 tonight, where we left off. Gonna see how far we can get. And depending on how much we get through, we've got another one lined up for tomorrow. Same time.
Yep.
Same bat time, same bat show.
Yes.
All right. So, are you guys ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fun because I don't remember anything.
If you pay attention to this opening montage, it actually changes depending on when it was put out. Like there are more pictures added every time.
I decided to add Earthfall characters because they're not all in Operation Arc.
The moon haunts you.
Relics have been discovered on Earth.
My guess is that they followed Optimus and his Matrix when they left Cybertron, being that he's...
I know, Knockout!
Sorry to be a pause, Andy, but I have to pause here and say, holy shit, I finally started nailing my knockout voice here. I was cringing so much in the first 4 episodes.
Terrible voice, to be honest.
Honestly, you were doing really good from the beginning, but yes, I do agree.
I thought you were good from the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, you really did start well,
I started getting that Darren Norris texture around here.
Yeah, you made it your
partly
own.
Because I finally figured out how to do it consistently, because between the audition process and episode 1, I had forgotten how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
I didn't tell you this before, Ari, but I actually tried out for Knockout, and I'm so glad I didn't get it because you were very, very good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, getting to know you, you've been Knockout better.
On Earth as well.
It seems that way, Starscream. I guess you're not as incompetent as I give you credit for.
Then we have to find them. We can use their power to conquer and enslave this wretched little planet.
Unfortunately, Optimus showed up before we fell back. Now, the Autobots and the others, no.
Again? If the others are
Why him?
then they will only be an added benefit to our conquest.
What's DC, man?
Can
you pause really quick?
Top priority.
Yes.
So in one of the previous episodes, I believe it was episode 3, there was actually a line that we spoke over that my brother as Thundercracker said. Why do I always have to be the test scraplet? And that's what that again was was referencing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just why does he always put that into the stick?
Yeah.
And,
yeah, he's always the test scraplet. Yep.
I meant to say before, I won't talk much, but if you guys have any questions on anything, just ask, and I'll answer it away.
Dude, this is a creator commentary.
I know.
Talk as much as you want.
I guess I'll say filming the Decepticons is something I loved, and I still will love, because they're not going to leave. I love filming them on the moon. That's some of my favorite stuff.
Yeah. It is a perfect aesthetic. There's a reason why they were on the moon in Armada.
Yeah, and it's just the purple. It's the best color grade with, and it just it all looks good and bounces off of them so well. Especially when I start with the new lights, it's just going to be mwah.
Ooh, I'm actually really
filming the Autobots at the Ark. I'm going to completely redo all the shots on the Ark because I hate filming the Autobots altogether. Oh, so boring.
Really?
Boring.
It's partially because I love the toy, and it for 2011 or whenever it came out, 2010 first edition Optimus is light years ahead of what they were doing then. But compared to now, it's so terrible. So I hate filming with him. Just because every time I go to move his arm, it pops out of the little peg joint.
To be fair,
really?
I am using a third party, but it'd probably be worse with the 2010 toy because it's 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his feet unpeg all the time on his shin. And so it's just... And then Springer's articulation sucked until the new figure came out. And that's why you'll see I just switch him mid-season. I didn't even give a reason because he was just so bad to film with. And then I hate... Chuck might have said this, but I hate the new Hound, and I should have never wasted my iPack. I think I did mention it, but very
I think no, I actually didn't mention that. No.
Yeah, it's not
I
that
mentioned that you hated
the mold. I just hate the way he looks on screen. Like it just
yeah, he looks kind of sickly. Yeah,
he always looks out of place compared to everybody else. And so
yeah,
I guess it's just I have a problem, and obviously you guys know I hate the strong arm figure. Like her feet are terrible, her shoulders are terrible. It's all terrible.
The whole thing is terrible.
And I almost was like, I'm going to buy a second one to see if it's better to work with, because mine's not really loose, but it just falls over. But I'm like, it's probably every one of them.
I have the same figure, and it has the same problems. It's not just yours. It's not just yours, dude. So I actually was thinking about making a custom one out of a. I was actually thinking about making a custom one by taking the head off of that figure, drilling the socket a little bit, and then putting it onto a Earthrise Vanette figure, or like a Ratchet. I was in, and then painting it up to look more like her, and then giving that to you to use.
But yeah, so just the Decepticons, and like obviously you'll see the new Megatron we use at the end, but like ugly face, but this Megatron is so fun to work with because he's just got so much articulation.
To be fair, it is a very good figure. I'm not really hot on the alt modes, but like
that's why he never
robot mode.
Ugly,
but
he's got a face a mother would love.
But and I love the Armada one. That's why I wasn't mad to switch, because he's just as good. But
yeah.
This one,
especially with the upgrade, with the upgrade of the shoulders that I gave you.
Exactly. It's just So it's just so much more fun. And Megatron is my favorite character. I wrote Insurgents to be around Megatron, not Optimus. If nobody picked up on that, and then in this season, he's not really in it. If you watch it, like he's always just in the background most scenes, and so that's why it's so fun when I do get to film with him.
To be fair, dude, you may say that you mostly based it around Megatron, but like you put a lot of thought into both of their storylines.
Oh yeah, I definitely
really
did.
Good.
It started because I was like, I want to make a good origin for Megatron and Optimus, but like the episode 2 and episode 1 of Insurgents are solely focused on Megatron's anger, and like. So by the time we got through Arc and with obviously Earthfall, he's not the front and center of the scene. And part of that's to make it people realize how much the Fallen is corrupting Megatron. And I won't give out any spoilers for what's coming, but like it's to show that Megatron's not really in control as much as you are leading to think he is.
Yeah. Yeah, stay tuned, by the way. We're working on more of it.
We'll conquer Earth. And then rule Cybertron. Return to your patrols, Decepticons. Not a moment's rest. Not until we have achieved our victory!
Yeah, speaking of the relics, we need to finish that storyline.
Yeah, before you got here, I was talking about that.
You know, for a human, you're not too bad at this stage. This will definitely help keep Earth's interference out of Teletran 1's telecommunications system.
Telecommunications are my specialty. Well, on the armed forces here on Earth anyway.
Now, if we could just get Hound's ground bridge working at 100%, we'd be set.
I heard that, Wheeljack.
I'm getting another signal. Could be an artifact.
I just noticed Hound's stationing his
astral. Who's gonna go this time? Everyone's already out there, busy as scraplets on a pile of busted transtectors.
All right, pause that really quick. I was so upset that nobody like put a comment in there talking about, oh, transtectors, a reference to Japanese G1. I was like, come on, like I put this stuff in there.
About it.
I know, but like still, like there's some pretty fascinating things that Japanese G1 did. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that they
I don't
gave...
think it's like lack of appreciation. It's lack of availability for the longest time.
I think it's also just the lack of caring.
Like lack of caring due to the fact that we didn't have any good way to watch it for decades. Unless you count the amazing English dub.
Oh no.
That's another reason why they don't really care.
Ultra Magnus has come himself.
Now there are 2 Optimus Primes.
Oh no. It's so bad.
Soundwave has become new Soundwave. It's been a while.
That was so dumb. That was so freaking dumb. When I heard that, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was some abridged series, but no, it was an official thing.
Springer, baby.
I don't know how official that dub was.
Well, yeah.
It was official.
That's fair.
It was official. It was for Asian markets with English-speaking populations like India.
Handle it, Autobots. Open the ground bridge.
All right, go ahead and rewind it a little bit. We just missed a little bit of it.
Okay.
Definitely miss it.
But yeah, that was an official dub that was made for like Hong Kong, India, Malaysia, places like that.
Okay. Not US, but...
Not the US. That's why we didn't get it here.
Yeah.
100 nanoclicks away. We haven't dialed in all of the ground bridge's range capabilities yet.
See what I told you,
Got the Lego piece.
I can handle it, Autobots. Open the ground bridge.
Sure about that, Optimus? I can check it out. No problem.
I can handle myself just fine, Wheeljack. And we can't
this is
another chance at a relic slipping out of our grasp.
All right, but you should have a guide to go with you. David, maybe you could go along. Help Optimus with his communications.
It's not that kind of communication.
so cringy.
I hate Legos. I hate filming with them.
Will do you good. Don't really get out that
boy.
often.
Do you know what?
You'll need someone to guide you.
I forgot about this episode.
Keep you inconspicuous out there. You know, like a driver.
Yeah, Prime. It'll be fun.
If you would like to join, you
I
are
try to
welcome.
be like, David doesn't think this is a good idea.
Fun.
Yeah.
Eh, what the heck? It can't hurt.
Then, let's roll, David.
Oh, that was so cringy. Well, I know, but I pushed for that line, and in retrospect, it wasn't the best.
Perhaps another relic. It's in a vast field, far from any human populace. Precisely. Astro Train. The signal chasing mission is yours. Don't come back empty-handed, or there will be heavy consequences.
Finally, I can get off this rock and do some damage to those puny little Autobots for a change.
Do not draw attention to yourselves. We don't want the Autobots to be alerted. Find the relic and return immediately. As you command, mighty Megatron.
And that's also my brother playing Astro Train.
Ooh, good range on him.
Robert Vike. Yeah, he's got a really good range. I would actually say that he's a better voice actor than even I am.
Hopefully he's not listening.
So, Optimus, what did you do for fun back on Cybertron?
Fun? There wasn't much time to have fun, David. The war ended much of that.
Yeah, but surely you must have done something before the war. Optimus, seriously? You didn't have buddies you partied with? You didn't have a fembot of your own?
David, partying wasn't in my programming. My pastime was spent
pause for a
preparing
second.
myself.
Optimus was supposed to respond there. Was
So
that
at this point, I was already full into editing, and I didn't realize it. But Patrick had missed a line, and I didn't realize until I had already rendered the episode. Because when I edited it, I goofed up and just put the same line 2 times in a row, and I didn't realize it until I had already finished, and it was going to be too much work to re-edit the whole scene with that extra line. So I just left it as silence is stronger than words sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like even if he was supposed to have a line there, I feel like even if he was supposed to have a line there, I feel like him just staying awkwardly silent still does fit the scene.
It does fit this version of Optimus very well, honestly.
And that's why I wasn't like tripping about it with Patrick, because I was like, it actually kind of fits, because it's like, he's just like, I didn't have fun. I got no answer for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So was there an elite in this timeline?
Stay tuned.
Is there an elite?
Stay tuned. Yeah, that's all we can say for right now.
I could be. As for Ariel, I lost her before I realized how I felt about her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Optimus. I didn't realize how serious it all was for you.
Perhaps you could count visiting the pits of Kaon as a favorite pastime.
Well, that sounds interesting. What was it?
It's the Decepticon capital, where most of them were from. It was also Megatron's home. The pits were a popular pastime for most Cybertronians. It's where Megatron grew his reputation and following. It was a place where Decepticons and even sometimes Autobots challenged the reigning champion to see who could be the strongest of them all.
Is that how you got so macho?
Macho?
It's a word from a language here on Earth called Spanish. It means a silent man, but a man that exudes strength and restraint.
No, David. I was only but an observer. I was there only to support Megatron in his
David,
fights.
I was always
At
macho.
the time, he and I were very close friends. He was like a brother to me.
What about you, Prime? What happened
Might
to you?
just say I was a macho man.
Well, before I was the leader of the Autobots, I was just a data clerk who had stumbled his way into the title of Prime. It was only once I became a Prime that my mentor, Alpha Trion, sent me on a quest to retrieve one of the relics of the ancient Primes, the Matrix of Leadership, a connection to our deity, Primus. It transformed me from Orion Pax to Optimus Prime. That is who I am today.
Sounds like you've had quite the ride, Prime.
From what I'm told, so have you, David.
Yeah, I guess you could say I've been around the block.
Around the block?
It's just an Earth saying that means going through a lot of crap. My dad, he died when I was 7, which kind of left this huge hole in our family.
I am sorry for your loss, David.
Yeah, my mom took it hard, which kind of forced me to have to step up and take care of my sister until Mike came in. Mike and my dad were best friends since they were 6. It took him and my mom a while, but he was good to us. He helped guide me down a path like my father would have, which led me here. The military taught me about the world, and 6 years of constant war really makes you grow up fast.
Trust me, David. I understand completely.
I had to get away from it, at least for a little while.
So, Mike, he is also a military officer?
Yeah, he is. He's way higher up than my dad or I could have dreamed of. But I just needed a break. I was losing myself. The advancements we made in these last few years are uncanny. No one stands a chance.
I'm pausing for a sec to say, like, you know, with
this is an exposition heavy episode. Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, like, I love that we're getting, you know, some heart to heart between a human character and Optimus for once, instead of, you know, them not having any common ground.
Hey, Optimus,
It's like teenagers. Yeah, I went through that with Bumblebee. Like that's literally the deepest we've ever gotten between a human and a Transformer before.
Yeah.
The deepest we've ever gotten with the human and Optimus is, hey, Optimus, you want to see something funny? No. That was such a funny moment, though. It was so good.
It was. Yeah. It was very funny.
Also part of me, you know, the shitlord part of me loves him giving this, you know, emotional exposition while his figure has the DreamWorks face.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But limited by limited by what's available. I get it.
Yeah. It's so hard to find something that looks similar enough, and I'm not going to spend $50,000 on Lego sets. And then,
I get you on that. And I also appreciate not going, the robot chicken route of CGIing or animating.
That's what people tell me to do. Put a mouth on top of it, and I'm just like, that makes it look worse.
It really does. Yeah.
And then, but I was going to say, when Charlie wanted it, or Chuck, does it matter which one I call you?
Whatever you want to do, dude.
Because I've been calling you Charlie since I met you, so
it's fine. Call me Charlie if you want to.
I just call him Chuck because that's how I was introduced to him.
When we started writing this, and we were debating putting humans or not as a protagonist in the series, I was like, I don't want them to just be background characters. I don't want to waste my time if they're just going to be in the background. And so that's why it's like this episode, and episode 4 was really on now I can't remember her name.
Abby.
There we go. Jesus, some director, huh? Well,
dude, I came up with the names, so I wouldn't expect you to remember.
So, the series, they don't have many episodes, but I definitely wanted to have at least one episode for each where it's mainly just about them. And you'll see as we watch, there's more episodes where they have scenes, but Abby was episode 4, and then now David is episode 5 of just learning about them more. So it makes it worth having them here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also, fun fact: I record all when I got the big batch of episodes, I just recorded it all in one go. Because I was just like,
and that's why we did it like that, because I wanted everybody to. We did the first 6 and then the last 6 because I wanted everybody to get a feel for what was going on. So
sorry about the wait between those.
So, because I feel like episodes 1 through 6 are its own arc, and then 6 through 12 are its own arc. I mean 7 through 12, and so it's 2 different shows almost. And so that way, I mean, Ari, you didn't have as much in the first 6, but you have the same idea of what's going on. Same thing with David, same thing with Chuck, same thing with Willow. You guys all can stick to what's going and not have to constantly be changing. And that's why it was good to do that in one batch.
Against us now.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry you feel lost, David. But remember, speak to the sky, and you'll always find the answers you seek.
Rewind it really quick. Rewind it just back a little bit more.
Years are
5 seconds.
To myself. The advancements we made in these last few years are uncanny. No one stands a chance against us now.
Okay, pause it really quick. So the advancements that we made in the last couple of years have been insane. That actually is tied to something really big later on. So go and continue.
You're lost, David. But remember, speak to the sky, and you'll always find the answers you seek.
Thanks, Brad.
Optimus, you're coming up on the signal now.
Jeez, Wheeljack, no reason to scream.
Sorry. Still having a few issues with the outline volume settings.
Here we are, David.
I said this last time, but now that you're actually here to hear me say it, I love that you included glimpses of them transforming instead of just cutting away whenever they transform.
So, with Operation Arc, I didn't really show any transformations. And even Insurgents, they didn't really transform at all, but I made an effort to at least try to show some of it, because it's so hard to transform and keep them in the same spot. So it's if I can get at least 5 or 6 steps through it before I have to pick it up to really do something, I do it. So with Strong Arm, she's actually pretty easy to transform. That's the one good thing about her.
Yeah.
So, she's the one, every time she transforms, I pretty much show her on the screen. But I'm not sure if you guys have dealt with First Edition Prime, but he's not a fun thing to transform. So like the reactivate.
Dude,
Bumblebee stuff
you messaged me saying I forgot how to transform this thing.
Pretty much every figure I have to take the instructions out because when I used to get them when I was younger, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to transform it and transform it back and figure it out. Now it's just like most of them I buy, I just put straight on the shelf, so I don't even transform most of them.
That might just be the Tism talking, but yeah.
Yeah, I like to play around with my figures. Like I just got Studio Series 86 Bumblebee for my birthday from my bro. I cannot put that thing down. Like I hated the way it looked at first, but I can't put it down. It's a great
always
figure.
have something on my desk to play with. But
I was just messing with that figure.
But if I can't figure it out on the first try, I don't even ever try really. Like Springer, I tried to transform for Operation Arc, and I could not figure it out. So I was just like, oh well, he won't be in vehicle mode.
To be fair, that thing is extremely finicky.
Yeah, it's like
really
I could
bad.
not get everything perfect, so it wouldn't line up right, and it just wouldn't tab together. So like,
it's very finicky. Is even the Studio Series figure finicky?
I don't know. I haven't transformed it. It feels much better, but I haven't done anything with it besides filmed his 2 scenes that he had.
Okay. Let's go ahead and continue.
A prime that's lost his way?
Stay behind me, David. Blitzwing, Astro Train, leave this place now. You are dealing with relics so powerful that even the Prime Council didn't dare use them.
Hand over the crate, and we'll let you both leave intact.
Let them leave? This is a chance to kill something for once. I've been itching to kill something for solar cycles.
If it's a fight you want, so be it, Decepticons.
Did you really think you could take on both of us, Prime? Your other bodies in the council didn't fare so well. We annihilated them all within centiclicks of each other.
I'll blow you to bits too, Prime.
Did you two forget who I am?
You and your courage, Prime. It means nothing to us. You will die just the same as the rest of those rusted out primes.
You think Megatron will be disappointed when we bring back the Prime's head?
No, I don't think he will. In fact, he might promote us.
Prime, look.
Good riddance, Prime.
Ah, scrap.
You two
The
have
Sword
no
of Primus.
chance of defeating me with this relic in hand. Stand
Cool looking
down
sword,
and you
but
will
not
both be
practical in the
spared.
slightest.
No, not practical.
Yeah.
This is
Either.
Optimus Prime to Autobot HQ. I have found the relic. It was the Sword of Primus. I have also captured Astro Train and Blitzwing. Prowl, bring some stasis cuffs. Lord Megatron.
What is it, Soundwave?
I have located an energon signal.
Same as before.
This one is different. It is giving a reading of an actual spark signature.
Could it be the Fallen?
Earth? Now that would be a real convenience.
It'll be you, my master. Dreadwing, Skyquake. We must get there before the Autobots. Fallen or not, we have to recover it first. Optimus, we have something major!
What is it, Ratchet?
It's coming up as a spark signature.
A spark signature.
Quick,
Okay,
let's
really
get out
quick.
of
I'm so
here
sorry.
while
Can you pause it? Ratchet's voice, when I first heard it, bugged the freaking shit out of me. But as the series went on, I can't not think of him with that voice now. I just can't.
I don't know what sparked him to change from season Operation Arc to this, but I mean, I don't mind it. But
I actually like it now.
Weird. No, I like it now too. I'm just saying that. At first it was like, oh god,
it works. It's a different take, and
I take it as he's like the scared hypochondriac almost. I mean, he's serious, but on edge about everything.
Hey, JKR, what's up?
John Clark's here.
Finally here.
Now it's a party.
A little bit. Can't have a party without the clown prince of crime.
I really want to put a bullet in that fucking clown's head. Also, I have to say this before I explode, but every time I hear Dreadwing's name, I think of the fucking commercial. Dreadwing is punishing, his Gatling gun is ill. And I was like, oh no. Every time.
Freaking 90s commercial. Yeah.
Oh god,
oh man!
Think of that G2 commercial. It haunts me every time I hear Dreadwing.
It's so bad.
All of those commercials were so bad.
They were very bad.
I wanted that Optimus with like a big missile you punch to shoot.
Oh yeah. The Nerf
so it's
like foot missile.
Yeah,
like the Nerf foot missile thing. Yeah. Yeah. Tank missile. Wasn't it how it should have ended that started that whole thing? I think it was.
Yeah, it was. How it should have ended was the first thing that I saw of that, and then everyone started saying that.
Tank missile. Hey man, there's a brand new suit here.
You remember the Bat Metal videos?
Yes.
On YouTube, the Bat Metal videos. Like I was watching that. I was rewatching those recently. It's still insane.
I think he's talking to JKR.
Oh,
yeah. I have seen those. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen probably like maybe one, but they're weird as hell. They're just like just so stupid. I can't stand watching them without cracking up.
Yeah.
That's the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he's teabagging the fucking.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. With his massive bat package.
Oh, jeez.
Peace. Oh my god.
Just bat nuts.
Check. James. Check. Charles. Check. It's all right, David. We have bigger things to focus on right now. Wheeljack, bridge us back. We have to get to that signature as soon as possible.
Wait, I thought that Star Saber was silver, not see-through.
It is silver. I think it's just reflecting the
Oh, it's reflecting the green. Oh, I'm stupid.
Yes, silver reflects the green very badly, so
yeah,
it gets green screened out sometimes.
Yeah,
and that's why with Kron, I'm kind of switching away from green screen as much. I'm not saying I'm abandoning it, but I am building sets specifically for Kron.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fair enough.
They look pretty good. They look pretty good, man.
4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Alright, we're getting into episode 6.
Sex.
Episode 6.
I said sex, not six.
No, you said sex.
New Revlon Skimmer Gloss.
Episode 6. We're gonna have some fuller looking lips and some hydration boost.
Hey, the Megatron from that fucking video game needs one of those. It's a commercial for him.
Yeah, the Megatron that always over enunciates everything he says.
Starscream, you traitorous cur.
And then meanwhile,
Wave is a fucking.
Oh man, it's so
meanwhile,
so cheesy.
Meanwhile, Laserbeak's just there. Caw! Caw! That game's a trip.
Oh no, we lost.
No, I was just switching regions on my end.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh. Hey, Shane.
It was breaking up too much.
Episode.
You all can hear me. I'm gonna be going downstairs.
Okay.
Okay, and I can probably just mute myself considering I'm gonna go into an area where there's people around.
Ooh, people.
I don't like those.
Same, actually.
No, get them away from me.
Well, there's an albino Namekian standing right behind you. Like the rest.
Like the rest.
Search the
Super
area.
Comic
Yeah,
is my favorite.
Just a scene right here. For every shot Skyquake's in, it's a separate shot because he's on a blue screen.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can see how you would have
You
to do
blended
that.
it very well.
So
it's pretty good.
Like Dreadwing and Megatron are in the same scene together, but then when it's Skyquake, he has to be on a separate.
Snooping
I guess.
usual.
You layered it really well. Also, hi Proto Rage. In the chat, one of my friends. Yes. You layered it really well. It looks pretty seamless. Also, adding the depth of field effect to it to
Yeah, and that's just simply
to
with
it
the
helps
camera on my
disguise
phone.
it.
The depth of field comes in handy.
Of time for the incompetence.
Of course, my lord.
This signal we're getting, it's coming from the Arctic Circle. It could be an Autobot.
Or a Decepticon.
Pause it really quick.
We must get there.
That was the single worst take I've ever done for Wheeljack in this entire project.
That's why
I
do
freaking
multiple
hated
takes.
how did that sounded. What?
That's why I do multiple takes in each thing. I do like 3.
No, I did multiple takes. I did multiple takes. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong, but for some reason I just couldn't get that line right. I really wish that in hindsight I could have gone back. I know how I should have sounded there, and that was terrible. I'm sorry, Riley, that I subjected you to using that.
I subjected you to my cringe.
Yeah.
My buddy Kier in chat says they still loves the Marvel intro that you use for these videos.
Yeah,
Because it ain't going nowhere.
Since I worked too hard on it.
It's a great homage for sure.
Indeed.
Before Megatron, for we all know they have been on this planet for longer than this war has been waged.
So, in other words, they might be unaffiliated with either side.
For all we know, they might have left during the last Golden Age. They would have no knowledge of our war at all.
So, should I get the sword or...
No. The Sword of Primus must stay hidden. We can't let it fall into Megatron's hands. Wheeljack, Hound, prepare the ground bridge immediately.
You heard the big butt, Hound. Let's get cracking.
I really do like that effect.
No one's no.
For the ground bridge.
Lord Megatron, I found the origin of the signal. It's a Cybertronian.
Who is it? Jetfire.
I don't know why did that take, but it was just not the best. But it was all I turned in at the time. If I had a chance to redo it, I
quickly.
Pause it really quick.
I was like, why is Dreadwing so high pitched?
I don't know why I did that take, but it is what it is. It's what I turned in, and that's all I had at the time. That was before I started doing like, yeah.
Also, I've realized something, Riley. On the Skyquake and Dreadwing, I realized that you haven't flipped in the filler panel for the forearms. It bugs me every time I see it.
Oops. Well, maybe I'll remember when it's time to film them again.
He's done that for Rodimus. Like, he doesn't push the front-facing wheels in on the shoulders.
You know, honestly, that bugs me less. But I mean, you own that figure, so you know.
I own that figure, and I only got this figure because I got the roll, and I'm glad I have it.
Didn't know those folded in either.
Yeah, it's like a cap comes off of the top of it, and then you like squeeze it in, and then put it, and then tab it onto the arm. But yeah, I owned both Dreadwing and Skyquake, so like I know how it transforms, and it just bugs me a little bit.
But if you forget it, it's perfectly fine. My brother is just a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Don't tell him about the Lego hands.
Don't say that.
I pointed out the Lego hands.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why would he be here?
You laugh, man.
Quickly, draw him out. We must get him far away before the Autobots show up.
That was a very clever use of the transformation.
Quickly, Decepticons! Get him out of there! Starscream, head to our position. Distract Prime and the Autobots until we have finished our mission.
As you command, Lord Megatron.
Of course, the ground bridge portals us all the way over here.
Autobots, we
The
have
voice
to move
crack.
quickly. You handle the Autobots.
I'm a pubescent boy. Not really.
It's Megatron. I'll handle him.
No, Bumblebee. This is no time
I'm honestly very
for you to go
impressed
off
with
on your
Voice
own.
Man. Like how different he sounds with B and Megs. He sounds so different between them. I'm very impressed with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, you can tell that he does his own sound effects for sure.
I also have to credit the writing for B, because I like that we have a Bumblebee that's not the kid appeal character.
Yeah, I don't really care for Bumblebee, so originally he wasn't even part of the team that goes to Earth, but
And that's why
I
you
was
did
honestly
what you
so
did.
surprised when I heard that.
yeah, he definitely wasn't supposed to even go to Earth. Originally, this
They were
wasn't
gonna kill him off, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a full-on commitment, but originally he was supposed to die and Cliffjumper was supposed to go to Earth, but they didn't have a really good Earth figure for Cliffjumper that wasn't the Earthrise one, and I just didn't like how he was so small.
Because of the
and now
he
of
was
course,
already dead, and Cliffjumper was already dead at that point.
Yeah, so it's like now we have one, but the Earthrise was the only one that, and I didn't want Cliffjumper to be that small, so kind of why I changed my mind on that, because it was very important to me to, before I wrote Operation Arc, and even before I finished Insurgents, to have the Earth modes picked out, because I wanted to know who I was going to like the most before we actually went to Earth.
And this is before the Transformers United 4-pack with Prime Cliffjumper came out, so you couldn't have
Let's
known.
talk about the good one.
Yeah.
I mean, I could always do oops, sorry, changed my mind.
I mean, we could figure out a way to make it like somewhat.
He was
make
only
sense.
mostly dead.
Yeah.
like what they did with Duke in the G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, which is actually I'm kind of glad that you made the decision not to do that one scene in the epilogue, because that way we could leave it open for him to come back.
You never know. Where me and Charlie are planning, it's like we've got so many. We're just the MCU. We could bring anybody from the multiverse. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, but we need to make it make more sense than the MCU does.
I know.
The MCU doesn't even know how to do the multiverse right. We need to really think about it if we're going to do that. We
the only
really
thing I've seen do
need
the
to.
multiverse right recently is the most recent Invincible episode, because that only lasted an episode, and so far it's just.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil anything.
It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't doubt it. I watched the first 4 episodes.
But I will say,
no, 3 episodes of season
part
3 so
of
far.
that sealed the deal for Bumblebee was I was originally going to use his Earthspark mold, and then Reactivate mold came out, and that like just fit perfectly with what I was doing with Bumblebee.
Yeah, Earthspark would have been a bit too jarring. Honestly.
Yeah, and that's
it's a very different aesthetic than any of the
that,
yeah,
or he wasn't coming to Earth because I didn't want to use Bayverse. So then same thing with animated, he's too cartoonish. So I'm glad that I was able to I bought the Reactivate on Makari because that's a separate because of that, but. That was another reason that Bumblebee almost didn't come to Earth, because I wasn't sold on the Earthspark mold because it's too cartoony.
Yeah.
B, don't be stupid.
Also,
Get
Chuck,
yourself killed.
spoiler alert, Invincible's in the next episode.
He had to bring the brutes with him. This is
Mark
gonna be
Grayson
fun.
appeared.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Jeez, a show called Invincible, having a character called Invincible in it.
Call me?
Who'd have guessed?
Autobots. Autobots, get to cover.
The king goes up for them.
Originally, that running shot was a bit wider, and it just didn't look right. So I asked Riley to kind of like cut it down a little bit, and it worked much better, in my opinion.
I love the use of styrofoam as like glacier formation. That's inventive.
We write that they get to cover, and I'm like, what the hell are they going to get to cover in the middle of the Arctic Ocean or Arctic Circle?
An iceberg.
I was like, an iceberg, and then I was like, what the hell am I going to use for an iceberg? And then we had just gotten something in the mail, and of course I'm like looking at the styrofoam. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. It works perfectly.
It's got that rough, uneven texture that an iceberg would have.
Yeah, I just like smashed it against the wall or the counter and just let it break however it could.
Yeah. It was a good idea.
Megatron
for sure.
cannot be allowed to corrupt whoever that bot is.
Well, whoever he is, being on ice kept him fresh.
Yeah, that went on a little too long. That somersault was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's trying to be creative. Hard to be creative and strong on though. She will fall over the moment I film anything.
Yeah, that kick was good. It's just, we didn't see the impact.
I know.
We didn't see Starscream react to the kick.
Jetfire, if you don't mind me asking, why are you on an insignificant rock such as this, old friend?
I know you just woke up, but like...
What the hell, bro?
On another planet?
What are you doing here?
He's Scottish!
I'm Scottish!
There you go.
Yeah.
Hello, Prime Deleter. I saw you followed a little bit after the last time we did this. Hello. Hope you're enjoying this as we yap along with currently episode 6.
He's Scottish,
No, not episode 6. Episode
Chapter 6.
Exactly.
Episode 6.
Why are those bots writing like it's the Great War?
But on episode 6.
Okay, rewind just a little bit and listen to my Listen to my accents. Tell me what you honestly think, Ari. Tell me what you honestly think.
Now that I think about it, where exactly is here? And why are those bots fighting like it's the Great War?
Not terrible. I like that you didn't go like full Mike Myers Shrek with it.
Somebody said that in the freaking comments.
They did. They said Jetfire sounds like Shrek, and he said Joker went off.
His first takes too were really stronger too. Like he's not as strong as Shrek.
There are Scottish accents that sound like this. If you've ever watched Limmy, he has a very thick Scottish accent like that. It reminds me of Limmy, where he's there's some Scottish people that can't say purple bugler la la lam. It's like someone caught him on a live stream trying to get him to say purple burglar alarm with his thick Scottish accent.
Purple burglar alarm.
I can't even do it, and I love the Scottish accent. Wait, hold
Purple
on.
burglar alarm. I can hardly say it myself.
I can't say it. I can't say it, and I don't understand why I'm not able to say it.
I can't say it.
Purple burglar alarm. I can't do it.
I can't do it, Captain.
I can't do it. I don't understand.
Give it all.
Actually, that'd be really, really funny if you were able to do that, and I can't do it.
Memory loss.
Wait.
Probably due to the ice putting you in a forced stasis lock for so long. I'm sure your memory will return with time. Those are the evil Autobots. The same Autobots who corrupted Cybertron.
A reference to Shattered Glass.
They're the reason we are here.
I was about to say, since when did we hit Shattered Glass?
Due to their recklessness. Now we search for it to restore Cybertron back to life.
The evil Autobots? Why would the Autobots start a war?
Sadly, I have to go. My grandfather is screaming for me, so it was lovely hanging out with y'all, but I gotta go.
I'm glad you were able to stop by for as long as you could, and I would love to have you on for this tomorrow night if you're able to as well.
I think I'll be able to do a full session tomorrow, but yeah. I might just be able to hop on if you guys are still watching later, but
You mentioned what you thought when you heard my Rodimus voice. I'm not going to say it now because it'll be funny content.
I'll have Chuck replay this. It's on your YouTube, right?
Yeah, it'll be on my YouTube after 48 hours. So, not tomorrow.
Okay. All right, I'll just watch
not
it
after 48. It'll be on not tomorrow, but the day after at noon.
Okay. All right, that'll work.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye. And Prime the Leader in chat says, "Hey RDJ, how's it going?"
I mean, Robert Downey Jr.'s not here, but nice to meet you. I guess he's trying to talk to me. Hello.
Yeah.
The leader himself.
Megatron, I will not allow you to corrupt another bot.
He is a Decepticon, Prime. He will join his
Fire standing there like Anthony Mackie.
And he's got a freaking Autobot in his symbol in his chest too.
Hey, just ignore it.
That never happened.
That never happened.
Let's return to
To be fair, you can barely see it.
Explain more there.
Give me the order, Prime, and I'll chase him down for you. No, Springer. It would be too dangerous.
Optimus? Who was that?
That was Jetfire, the greatest mind that Cybertron ever knew. He worked for...
I'm going to pause for a sec to read this message. I'm the same Optimus that's friends with on Discord, if confused. Is that directed at me or at RJ?
I know who it is. It's somebody on Discord or he makes stop motions.
Oh, okay.
The Prime Council generations before I was considered for the role of Prime.
Well, why for Prime's sake is he on this little blue rock?
Jetfire was a very intelligent bot. It's possible he went out looking for new technology amongst the stars for the advancement of Cybertron and just crash-landed here on Earth by accident. Or the Prime sent him here for a reason. All of Jetfire's history contradicts his decision to go with Megatron. It all tells me he is on the wrong side of this war, but not by choice.
Did you not see?
What is my YouTube? My YouTube is, I've got two primary YouTube channels. One where the VOD of this will be uploaded is Lord Arikado. And then I have my channel for making original content like reviews and stuff, which is Arikado's Unpleasant Dreams.
He's a Decepticon by assembly. He's
Both
a
of which I
lost
believe you
cause.
can access from the
Megatron will tell
About
him
section
that we're
on
in the-
Ari's
Yeah, if you
Twitch
check the
channel
About
here.
section on my Twitch channel, you can find both of them there. As well as, all my social links.
And because he's a Decepticon, he'll believe him over any of us.
Bumblebee, weren't you listening? It sounds like Jetfire isn't as much of a bolt brain as you.
All right, that's it. The only bolt brain around here is you, Strongarm.
Oh yeah? Prove it, you overgrown scraplet!
Hey!
Somebot tell me
Just he said these hands are already easy for everyone.
Scrap. Bull-headed partner like
I hope people get that. I try to infer there that
this is
Bumblebee's just like, are you serious?
All right, you two, that's enough.
The way she hits him and he doesn't do anything besides just hit her right
I
back.
must look over the eye.
Rewind it just a little bit, and then we can see that really quick.
Like, I try to infer that Strong Arm obviously isn't going to put up a fight against Bumblebee, because in my eyes, Bumblebee isn't some baby scout like he always is. He's just a soldier at this point.
That's it. The only bolt brain
He
around
was at
here
one
is you,
point, but he's
Strongarm.
not anymore.
Oh yeah? Prove it, you overgrown scraplet!
Oh, like the punch
Somebot
did
tell
nothing.
me
I
how
see what
got
you mean.
stuck
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
piece of scrap, bolt-headed partner like you.
Because, I'm sorry, real quick,
why
I don't think people understand or realize that between Operation Arc and Insurgents, there's like 1,000 Earth year time skip. So, like, I didn't want to do too much time, like, like in the G1, it's 8 million years or whatever the heck it was from the dinosaurs to now. And so, like, I only wanted to do like 1,000 years, so that way I could say, yeah, 500 years ago, Optimus was still pretty rusty at being the leader. He hasn't been the leader for 8 million years or whatever. So that's why they're like, and so Bumblebee, though, has been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's not going to be some low end scout who doesn't know what he's doing at this point. And that's why Strong Arm, when we meet her in Operation Arc, is still fresh off the line. And this is only, shortly after they land on Earth, which was only shortly after Operation Arc.
And yeah, she's like literally still kind of a kid at this point.
So she fills the role that like a Bumblebee type character would usually
Pretty
fill.
much.
Sort of like,
and
not just, obviously not a kid appeal character in a series like this, but like, sort of like, the peppy, fresh-faced, hasn't been spoiled by the horrors of war yet.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, she has some of that because she was literally born into war.
If you've seen Operation Arc, she says, like, all I've known is the war. And that's where her and Rodimus can relate, because Rodimus is, still a kid in his own ways. And so, but
he's still older, but not by much.
Yeah. And
he doesn't have PTSD. She has TSD. She's just
and where Bumblebee does have the PTSD because of what's happened to him, she doesn't. She's just always known it. And she doesn't know what happened to Bumblebee in Insurgents, where, Cliffjumper died. And, you'll see it. He doesn't open up to her ever and tell her that, but she eventually finds out and understands more.
Okay.
Cologne.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna reboot my laptop real quick.
We will return to the Ark. I must look over the Iacon records to find the reason why Jetfire might have landed on Earth.
And here,
we also must
I wanted
not
to make
forget
it
our main objective.
a big deal that Optimus doesn't even realize. He's more so focused on Jetfire. He's like, my kids are fighting and I don't even care.
Damn, what a crappy dad.
I mean, to be fair, Jetfire is a huge deal because he's like a lost resource of knowledge.
Yeah.
And like the kids are just being belligerent and he doesn't realize the reason why. And you know what? Dads do that all the time.
Yep.
We love them anyway. I can forgive it, honestly.
Finding the Allspark at all costs. Hound, we're ready for a bridge.
But Optimus sees everything.
Yeah. Eventually.
Head to your quarters.
Huh? For what, Prime?
Firstly, you tried to fight Megatron before we could
You're
even
grounded, young
strategize. And then, as a commanding officer,
Don't make me
attack
get the
a
belt.
lower-ranked bot. You are out of line.
Don't let me get the chunkla.
Whatever.
Is it true, Optimus? Is Jetfire really here?
What would he be doing on Earth? The planet had nothing to offer until the cube was here.
If only I could pick his processor. He could give me a few tips on how to improve Teletrain 1. I'm sure he could have it running like a Lazarian mountain cat in no time.
Weren't you one of Jetfire's lab assistants?
Okay, can you pause that really quick? Okay, so did you hear that part, that Lazarian mountain cat?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, Bob Lazar is like this big UFO guy, and he like a lot of the knowledge that we have now on like UFOs or UAPs as they're called now.
Bullshit.
A lot of the newer stuff has been brought forward by him. Night. Sorry, my dad just said good night. Continue. Rewind it just a little bit to hear this part.
Weren't you one of Jetfire's lab assistants?
I was, for a short time. I was an intern to his classes, teaching on the creation of the drones, and how he was able to make them function differently than just a auto processor. Almost alive.
Jetfire was sent here for a reason. We have to find out why and stop whatever Megatron has planned. Whatever it is.
I gotta pause here and say I love that you have a room tone to every setting instead of just it being silent.
That's
the same colors.
It really adds to the
setting.
atmosphere.
That's something I picked up on when I was doing my machinima days, is just how to color grade, and I add a lens flare to every scene and color that based on.
Oh, I'm not even just talking about the visuals. I'm talking about like background noise, how it's not just pure silence.
Oh yeah, and that was something I started, I think, with either episode 5 or episode 6. It was kind of trickled in the first 4 episodes, but I was going to mention that earlier. Like I tried to like. When they're in the ship, there's a sound just for the Ark, and then when they're in the Nemesis, there's a sound just for the Nemesis, and then in the city, obviously. And it's just like I found online somewhere the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen game sound effects. So like I was able to just like
Welcome back, JKR.
If you guys ever played Revenge of the Fallen, the game, most of the cutscenes are just them in a base talking, and so it's just the background noise from those scenes. So I have the one for the Autobots and one for the Decepticons.
Okay.
It's not just that game that has that too. It's also Call of the Future has that as well. Like almost every single scene is inside
just
of
to a much worse effect in Call of the Future.
It's just worse. It's a lot worse.
It's really bad.
It's so bad, but that's why it's so much fun.
It's fun to make fun of.
Two characters are canonical Nazis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Soundwave.
Yeah, just seeing. Yeah, it hits different in a bad way. Seeing Soundwave and Starscream just do the Elon Musk salute.
It wasn't
and don't forget
Snapdragon.
It was Snapdragon
Starscream for some reason.
And Snapdragon too, yeah.
Starscream didn't do it.
Oh yeah, Starscream didn't do it because Starscream's a good boy.
Starscream has the internal monologue.
Yeah, Starscream has the internal monologue and gets bitch slapped.
He does.
That somehow Megatron is able to hear anyway.
Yeah, no, canonically he didn't hear it. He just knows Starscream so well that he's able to guess what his inner monologue is.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what he said, right? That's what he said, and then it's like, I don't know what you're thinking. I just know you so well.
It's like, I didn't do anything. It's
keep a man
not what you did, it's what you were going to do.
Michael, how's it going?
Come on, Abby.
That's all right, David.
Well,
Hey,
what'd you
Michael,
call us
how you
for?
doing?
Mama's making steaks tonight.
Want to show you two something we're working on.
Wait,
Pause it really
couldn't
quick.
See anything?
That line, like where she said, "Hey, Michael, how you doing?" Was it me or you that pushed for that line, Riley?
I think I don't remember who pushed for it, but I mean, I've always written Abby to be the sarcastic type. Like when you write it, and then I'll go back and edit some of her lines to be more sassy because I want her to be sort of similar. If you guys haven't caught on, I mean, David's supposed to be the quiet reserve, similar to Optimus, and Abby's supposed to be the more outgoing and similar to Strong Arm.
I tried to do like the reserved sarcastic type, which is like. So it's like, yeah, he's reserved like Optimus, but it's like when he's interacting with his family, he could just be a sarcastic douche.
I hadn't caught on to that yet because I'm terrible at noticing these things. But like now that you point it out, I'm like, holy shit, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And then I don't, and nothing spoils, but I have a bigger idea for David than I do for Abby, so that's why I definitely make David the more serious side of it.
Well, to be fair, we kind of wrote a way to get her out of the story because she's going to college.
Yeah,
she's going into the army. But we'll probably write her going into college instead because, like, we kind of wrote that part in episode 4 where she was like, I don't know if I want to be in the army or not. It's like, but like, everyone wants me to be like my brother, so I don't know. It just depends on where you want to go with it. Yeah.
And since you brought up like, adding visual filters like color grading and stuff, I'm noticing that more and more.
So
especially during these moments where we're paused and I can actually look at stills of the scene. I can notice how you color grade each setting differently.
Yeah, exactly. Just to spruce it up, make it more vibrant.
Instead of just everything being like however it was lit when you took the shots.
Yeah, if I could get a shot of what it looked like before. I don't have any more footage from this episode, but I'll see if I can grab the footage real quick, a still, and send it. I mean, you can keep playing, but that way you can just get a visual idea.
I also wanted to ask if you had like a transparent PNG of the Earthfall logo that I could use for thumbnails for these commentaries.
I don't know if I have a transparent one, but I can try and see if I can get one for you.
If you don't have a transparent one, I could probably just remove the background myself.
Okay, yeah, I can send you one either way. I'll try my best.
Unless we signed on.
I pulled a few strings. Come on. About 10 years ago, we made a discovery way up north.
Up north?
I can't tell you everything, but just understand, this is what made us the most profitable part of the military. Here we are.
Sorry, if you hear a dog in the background, it's my stupid dog.
Carlos.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad! Ooga booga booga!
Say hello to Project.
That is the Top Gun figure. Holy shit, great use of that.
Yep.
I love the use of that as as we're probably about to see.
Yeah, I gave him. I asked him like, what are you gonna use for this? And then you weren't sure at first, and then I was like, I had just bought 2 of them, and I'm like, you know what, this would be a great idea to use as the Diaclone soldiers. And then you just bought 2. You bought one right afterwards, right?
Yeah, I got it. I had bought my own, and then you sent me one too, so we had 2.
Yeah.
Project Diaclone. Carlos, give it a whirl.
SOS is online. Awaiting orders.
So, a
was
giant
me.
robot?
Mike, this is amazing.
And there we go.
What's wrong with it?
We can't get the communication system working right. We lose contact with the brain modules after about 2 minutes of boot.
And that's why you want me.
That's how I was able to convince them to let me show you 2.
Okay, what if I get you an answer in 2 weeks? By then Abby will be done with school, and we can figure it out together.
I think I can convince them of that.
All right, we should get home for dinner.
Agreed.
I'll see you 2 in a few minutes.
That thing kind of looks like an Autobot. What do you think they found?
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah, I
Autobot
am.
related.
I am.
We have to tell Prime and the others about this.
Could it be the
10
Allspark?
a.m. to 6:30.
I don't know.
I'm doing another live stream tomorrow. All right, sounds good.
Just for if you guys want to see, no big deal, but it's not from this episode, but I sent a shot before visual effects and then after the visual effects, just so that way you guys can kind of get a see of the difference.
Oh, that is a night and day difference.
Yeah. So
editing Arikado in the future, timestamp this at where the fuck are we in this stream? 1:26:26 to include the side-by-side comparison that RJ just sent.
yeah. And the first shot, all that's done is the green screen, and the second shot is after I did the visual effects.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. I also sent a funny video from Funny Sauce.
No.
Where it's just like... And I was like, oh, this is the guy I already showed me where he talked about the fucking Brazilian pizza. I showed my family that. They all
Vinny.
Oh. That Brazilian pizza is disgusting.
They were like, why?
But is it as bad as that Korean pizza?
No, it's worse. Korean pizza?
The Korean pizza was a shitpost. The Brazilian pizza was real. Hey, Lulu. Thanks for the 5 bits.
Uni one. Sup, peeps. Ship.
So JKR, you're a
Sorry about that.
pizza time.
Come here, girl.
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm Deckle.
I freaking love Kaneda Pool.
Nice pool.
He was hilarious.
I still haven't seen
Nice
that
pool.
movie.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't seen it? It's great.
I didn't get to see it in
hilarious,
I didn't
dude.
get to see it while it's in theaters. I don't have Disney Plus, and I've been too broke to rent it.
Hey, you know what, fair enough.
Who's our guest tonight? The cast and crew of Transformers Earthfall, a Transformers fan series that I lent my voice to. Lulu's a longtime friend of mine who's getting ready to make her own debut as a VTuber at some point in the near future, hopefully.
You.
We will watch your career with great interest.
In the summer, gotcha.
Oh, you're going to be making your debut in the summer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I see.
Oh, I love that you've got so many of the Viacons here.
Actually, it's just one.
Yep,
it's just one replicate. Well, great use of that one.
Green screen, baby.
Yeah.
Thank God they all just happen to look the same in canon, like in Prime.
Yeah.
So then it's like we're used to it.
But which one is Steve?
It's also kind of a disappointment, in my opinion, because then there's less impact when they die. There's less impact. It's like the battle droids. They're just faceless soldiers.
Pretty much.
So which
As they should be, honestly.
Every time I get somewhere, another one of their heads blows off.
I just love how short he looks.
Have you tried adjusting the torque on the flux module?
Flux what?
Okay, pause really quick. Originally, that line, instead of flux module, it was flux reflector, and I could not say it with my Scottish accent. Flux reflector. Like, flux reflector. Well, it was so bad. Like, I can say it now, but I can't do it. I couldn't do it back then. I'm like, Riley, we have to change this line. I can't say it.
It was your purple burglar alarm.
Burglar alarm. Yeah.
Burglar alarm.
Also,
reflector.
As someone that fell in love with Knockout from Prime and loved his begrudging dynamic with Shockwave, I love the dynamic that they have here. With Jetfire.
Oh yeah.
The drones we used for general use only had a level 1 torque on their flux module. Since they were only performing light tasks.
So if we're making battle-ready forces, we'll need to go to level 2.
Level 2 was mainly used for my prototype mining drones. We need to go level 3 for battle-ready units.
Mining drones?
So Jetfire would just be dead in Transformers 1.
Something the Primes were very hesitant to greenlight before my
Wait, pause really
departure.
quick. Wait, what did you say, Red?
Jetfire would just be dead in Transformers 1 if he tried to make mining drones. He would just be dead.
Oh yeah, because it would put everyone out of work.
Yeah, it'll make sense later. Don't worry. It'll make sense.
Yeah.
I will say, Thundercracker just kind of shows up because I decided to order him. And
you mean Skywarp?
Yeah, Skywarp, and pay the overpriced, but that's why he never has any lines, because when we wrote this, I didn't have Skywarp, and then so Dirge was supposed to be the third Seeker. And then as you see, we kind of make a change to the end where it's more of Skywarp and not Dirge.
Oh, by the way, can you please answer a question that we had from part 1 of this series? How much did you spend cumulatively on the Earthrise Prowl and the Earthrise Barricade? How much did you spend on
Prowl?
both of them?
I got with the set, so it was both loose with the Ironhide, I think.
How much was it?
I don't know, Chuck, probably like 100 something.
Oh,
and then
what?
Barricade, I got a deal. He was like $60.
Oh, he was 60?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, maybe I got it mixed up. Okay, because I said you spent 100 on it. I think I got it mixed up with the Ironhide and the Prowl thing. I think I got it mixed
up. I only went
in
on the Barricade because I got the deal. The Ironhide and the Prowl, though, I did the 2-pack, and I want to say it was like 120.
Oh man. Dude, I would have lent you my.
I know, but
my Prowl.
I love that you lend me things, but I just want my own. It just.
Dude, I trying to save you money. That's all I'm doing.
I know.
Man.
It's not that I don't want to use yours. I just want my own for the shelf.
Fair enough.
Imagine spending above retail price on a figure. Couldn't be me spending, what was it, $350 on the Titan Metroplex.
What?
The first one.
Oh.
Not the Cybertron Metroplex.
I got what you mean. I got it. Well, now there's one that's the size of a fucking full-grown, I don't know, child.
The one that's like as tall as my dog.
It's like 4 feet tall.
2 feet tall.
It's tall.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's the size. It's the size of a full-grown little person.
Well, I should know since I bought it off of you, JKR.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one that Ari has.
Yeah, not the recent Titan Metroplex, the first Titan.
Oh, the one from
the Fall of Cybertron one.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the third-party one. That's like third, fourth.
Oh no, not that. No.
I know you were talking about the Fall of Cybertron one, but I'm just saying
that thing is like the size of a 10-year-old child.
And I should know. I've got plenty of them in storage. What are they for?
What?
You'll find out in the future.
Toys.
What are they for?
Yes.
I'm not allowed to say. They're just for they're for ammunition. I'll just say that much. I'm not allowed. I ran out of cannonballs, so I had to use whatever I could find lying around for free.
Okay.
Crimes were very
just
hesitant to
continue.
green light before my departure.
Rewind it a little bit.
Yeah, I spent 125.
We need to go
on
level
Prowler.
3 for battle-ready units.
Mining drones.
Yes. Something the primes were very hesitant to green light before my departure.
Of course those rusted boats were holding back on that. That is the reason we
Protect the galaxy from the Autobots. Surprisingly, you are correct, Starscream.
Of course, mighty Megatron.
Jetfire, I'm glad you are getting familiar with our lab. It has been...
I'm going to say it took me a little bit for me to like vibe with this Starscream because I'm used to him being so over the top hammy. But like I love just like the resentment in everything he says to Megatron.
Yeah.
Just so passive aggressive. I love it. So catty.
I haven't really touched on it much, but it will be definitely. I haven't even talked to Chuck about this, but definitely with the next project that takes place after this. I'm not going to call it season 2 anymore because it's going to be a film.
Yeah.
But I have plans for Starscream because when I originally wrote Starscream, he's the reason the Decepticon resistance started. You know what I mean? And it's just I kind of lost my way with Starscream because I wanted to build up more of that hatred, and I haven't revealed it yet. I guess I'll reveal it here. We're switching the mold of Starscream and all his seekers, and so.
Earthrise sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
and that's part of the reason
does.
why he kind of takes the back burner because I hate film. It's not nearly as bad as Strong Arm. His figure's not that terrible, but it's just ugly and blocky, and it's so hard to emote Starscream like he does because of that. Flailing his arms and just bending forward, just anything.
And they
that
also just gave him like objectively the wrong facial expression for a Starscream.
Yeah. And so I did that to match with the Seekers. It's the only reason we switched him to begin with. But then good old Chuck here came in for the clutch. And so we're going to go back to the Armada mold that we used in Insurgents. And it's just going to really open up what we can do with Starscream. And I'm not saying we're putting all the Decepticons on back burners, but it's not going to be as centered. Whereas each episode is centered really on one team of Decepticons, the next play will be more focused on specific Decepticons. And I will say Starscream, with the idea I have for him, is more obviously makes him a way bigger part.
Well, part of it is this is a series rather than
pieces of that.
Part of it is that this is a series rather than a movie, so it kind of fits to have sort of like a bad guy of the week.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was doing. Who's going to be the team this week? And as we get closer to the end, it's kind of like all teams are together. But in the beginning, it was this episode will be these 3, this episode will be these 2, and then we get an episode just for Optimus, and then episode 6 was a team up, and then now we're split back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the layout of one of your old students, Shockwave.
Ah, Shockwave. An excellent student. Any place that I can contribute to the betterment of our cause and to establish the Decepticons back on Cybertron would be my honor.
Let's take a walk, Jetfire.
Okay, pause it really quick. I realized that I kind of went a little bit like Zorro there when saying honor. And like, my honor. like, it's like instead of saying honor, I went honor. Like doing a Mexican a Spanish accent. It was
you went less Lemmy and more Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. Yes.
We have to play the part of all this. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Scrap.
That walking mountain has no memory of his experience after leaving Cybertron.
I grew up here.
Of course it's during my line!
It's our job to protect them.
Yeah.
Megatron is a
exactly.
fool. Jetfire was once a higher up in the Seeker army. That is how the Primes discovered him. He will side with those Primes over our cause once he remembers. He left the Seeker army because he has no taste for war.
Well, let's hope he doesn't recall then. I need his expertise to get these drones going before Megatron has my head. I can tell I was starting to run out of breath there at the end, but kind of fits for making him sound frantic.
I've done that a couple of times with some of my lines for Wheeljack.
Like, I'm running out of breath.
Yeah. This was my first time extensively voice acting anything in a long time, so I need to relearn proper breath control.
And this is technically the second project that I've worked on in the same story. So yeah, it's ever this working for Riley is literally the first thing I ever did for anyone, and I have been so blessed.
Number 2.
I'm glad
Ben 10 thing.
I'm glad that I sent you the casting call when I did, Ari, because
if it wasn't for JKR, I wouldn't have been a part of this because I wouldn't have known
And I was
about
going to say, JKR has been there since episode 1 of Insurgents, my very first thing.
Yep, I'm proud to be a part of this.
Yeah, it's like all you guys have been so much fun to work with. I'm really happy to be working with you guys.
Hey, I'd say the same, Chuck, but that would make me a liar. No, I'm kidding.
What did I ever do to you?
I never.
You know what you did.
I'm making a.
But we're not allowed to talk about it. Not since the accident.
Not since
the incident.
Shut up. Not that kind of incident.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean,
Let's
you
just
people?
Shut up and continue this. Let's just continue this, please.
So, Jetfire, nothing has cleared up. Why are you on Earth?
If you guys haven't noticed, I filmed this whole episode without Megatron's cannon to try to make it look like he's less aggressive.
Yeah, to make
make him look more casual and not warmongering tyrant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good detail.
Well, he's literally put the deception in Decepticon. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, the last thing I remember was speaking with Darthus, and then here I am being rebooted.
Darthus?
Darthus is one of the primes from the council. You would have to watch Insurgents to see it.
Just real quick, if you listen closely to when the Nemesis starts shaking and boots up, it's just Windows, a 2000 Windows machine just booting up. So you can hear the drive spinning and everything like that.
Rewind it. I want to hear it again. It is!
It is!
Gosh, it is.
Like a CD drive and a hard drive, just everything booting up.
That's
my god, that's amazing!
That's a great use. That's a great use of sound effects.
That is clever, Riley.
I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out.
Blitzwing and I have got the next circle. We will be able to travel in mere cycles.
Excellent. Ensure we activate cloaking devices. We don't want the humans to track us. We don't want them to fear us. Or even worse, drag the Autobots out to harm these defenseless humans.
Megatron, what is the truth behind the Autobots? And who is this Optimus Prime? He was not a part of the council before I left.
Optimus Prime is Orion Pax.
Orion Pax? The data clerk?
Yes, Jetfire. The very same. About
It's not
17
Jetfire is a good
cycles
figure,
ago,
but he's so gappy.
Zeta Prime went offline.
Well, I mean,
and they had to
it's
appoint
due to the fact that he was supposed to have all of his weapons on all the time, and they didn't really think about making fillers for him.
With his passing,
But the Siege Jetfire's just too big.
Yeah, Siege Jetfire would...
Because there's some exposition that needs to be heard.
Yeah, Siege Jetfire would be... Like, he would tower over Megatron.
Oh, yeah. Because it
would also
be getting him when they reissued him, but
I could imagine it would also be just harder to shoot him because he's just so much bigger than everyone else.
And that's the problem. Like, even this Jetfire's too big, but it goes with the character.
It goes with the character. He's supposed to be big, but like Siege Jetfire would you would have to green screen him and you would have to like Photoshop him into every shot.
Oh yeah, it would have to be like I did with Metroplex, where he's just filmed. On the floor. Like I got Metroplex on the floor and just filmed him in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
Orion Pax? The data clerk?
Yes, Jetfire. The very same. About 17 stellar cycles ago, Zeta Prime went offline, and they had to appoint a new Prime.
Zeta? He was the only Prime that respected the Decepticons.
And with his passing, the Autobots started to euthanize our brothers.
The Primes allowed murder?
The Primes were the ones who enforced it.
This is hard to
And he
believe.
suddenly
What is
Cybertron reactivate?
Without the Allspark, Cybertron is close to becoming a barren wasteland. That is why we must get it back.
The Autobots will pay for their betrayal.
Okay, pause.
I will.
Okay, so what's great about this lie is that it's technically true, but also not at the same time.
It's true. He's just leaving out some key details.
Yes.
It's lying by omission.
The best kind of correct.
It's lying by omission, the best kind of lying.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
Riley.
You didn't ask for this, so I didn't really have to tell. I didn't lie. You didn't say.
I didn't lie. You just didn't ask me to elaborate.
You didn't ask me to continue.
So
all of this is
Riley,
all
could you elaborate a little bit on that since you wrote it?
On
just like the primes and
I mean,
yeah.
When I wrote that, Transformers 1 kind of stole my idea with Sentinel Prime. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm joking. But when I wrote that, I wanted a good reason to make Megatron want to be evil. I didn't want to. I told my wife this when I was writing it. I was like, I didn't want Megatron to just wake up and say, I want to kill everybody. I wanted a reason why. and so
I want to commit mass murder.
It's not even necessarily, for those who haven't watched Insurgents, it's hard for me to even watch nowadays, but it's just, if you watch it, in the first 2 episodes, he's not trying to kill everybody. He's literally just trying to change the way it works. He doesn't get selected by the Prime Council, and Orion Pax gets selected. So he's like, all right, y'all want to be corrupt, I'm going to lead my own rally and lead my own side of things. And I almost start a...
Well, he takes over a protest that Starscream started.
Starscream started the protest, but Starscream knew, when I meant this, was Starscream knew he didn't have a voice, whereas Megatron's the champion of Chaos. He's the best of the best and is up for Prime. And when he gets denied, Starscream sees an opportunity to take advantage of his, I guess, sadness, his regret for not becoming a Prime. And so that's how I wrote Megatron. I didn't want to write Megatron just as this guy who turned up to be evil and just wants to beat up everybody and take over. He's just in his way, he's trying to do right, but in that turn, and in Insurgents, we reference this, the reason he doesn't become a Prime is because he is a descendant of the Fallen. And so, in my mind, that's why the Fallen is able to communicate with him. It's not because Megatron is Megatron and he's evil. It's just because he's a descendant, and at that moment he's weak. And so the Fallen finds his way into his mind to corrupt him. And I won't say that's why Megatron turned evil, because he obviously has his reasons, especially in Insurgents Chapter 2. When they decide to bomb the Decepticons on accident. That really sends Megatron over the edge, but I never intended to make Megatron evil.
Hound feels terrible for that, by the way.
Yeah, and there's scenes where Hound still expresses guilt for that, but in a way, Hound started the war. But that's where Megatron and his point of view, while it's corrupted because of the Fallen and everything around him, it's still, in his way, he is right and wants change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sort of
and
like
right,
the
Transformers 1 did steal your idea.
Sort of like a line continuity Onward takes, but like without him being like, card carrying villain. Like he still views what he's doing as right and just, rather than like, fuck it, I'm beyond redemption, I'm gonna embrace being evil.
Exactly. And Charlie and I have discussed it, and you'll see when it comes. But I didn't want him to just be G1 Megatron, or even like some of the best versions of Megatron. Like some people, will argue Prime is the best version, but
I'm real partial to.
Megatron is kind of an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm real partial to Beast Wars Megatron, but that guy is just pure on, like, he knows he's evil and he's happy being evil.
Yeah.
And whereas they try to put a little heart into Megatron and Prime, and even like Armada feels like he's just a guy to be evil. But
there are parts of it where it becomes a little bit more complex in Armada, like especially near the end, that they pulled something out of their butt, but like it still made sense. Like he just like that they couldn't coexist because their morals are so diametrically challenged that they can't coexist in the same universe. So that's why Megatron decides to sacrifice himself at the end of Armada. It's because he knows that Optimus can make a better world for the Cybertronians.
And then Energon just shits all over that.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. That wasn't Megatron, that was Unicron.
No, that was the writers.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I mean is that the character that came out of Unicron was just Unicron.
I know what you mean. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, fair enough.
What came out of Unicron? That's actually that gives me. Goddamn, my mind is now in the gutter. Thank you very much, John.
Lord Pegatron strikes again.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Please,
that's what most Starscream to call him when it's nighttime.
That's our nickname for JKR here on my streams, because he either keeps going into the gutter, or he says something that sends our minds into the gutter that comes off as unintentionally lewd.
Yep.
I literally didn't mean it that way, JKR. Now you've got me thinking that.
Seribot banned a potential spam bot.
Spreading airline? Yeah, that seems like a very totally not suspicious account. Good job, Seribot, doing the job that the mods no longer have to do.
Yeah, all we gotta do is just keep the peace while we've got potential idiots who won't shut the fuck up.
Yep. Anyways.
This knockout and getting the drones online as fast as possible. If the power of the Autobots is true, we need all the help we can get.
Excellent, Jetfire. And if you remember anything, report to me.
Of course, Megatron.
Soundwave, any luck uncovering the Prime's files?
No, my lord. Jetfire's reason for leaving Cybertron is still unclear.
We must find out why he is here. It could be a connection to something far greater than we realized.
Perhaps I can jumpstart his memory. He is the former leader of the Seekers, after all. If there is a reason why he was sent here, perhaps a simple flight will jog his memory banks.
Yes, Starscream. That could work. Take him, and report anything you uncover.
Of course, mighty Megatron.
Give me a progress report on our communications to Cybertron.
I have 4 beings being sent out now. We hope one returns successful.
And the Fallen's whereabouts?
Still no luck, Lord Megatron.
I am growing impatient, Soundwave. You are meant to be an expert in both fields. Yet, neither task is accomplished.
It will be done within a solar cycle, my liege.
That is what I like to hear, Soundwave. Do not rest till you have...
I'm pausing for a sec just to say 2 things. One, this will probably be the last episode that we watch tonight because my regular sickness from my weight loss medicine is starting to pop up. And second,
Wait, I thought that you did those. I thought you did that on Wednesdays.
Yes, but it lasts throughout the week.
Oh, okay.
It pops up at random. I take
this
the medicine
one's
on
been,
Wednesdays, but I get nauseous at complete random afterwards. But the other thing is, I don't know if this was intentional, but I think it's brilliant that you stuck with the Siege Soundwave because he's not on Earth. He wouldn't have taken an Earth mode.
Yeah,
Shockwave. No, Soundwave.
No, Soundwave. I said Soundwave. I said you stuck with the Siege Soundwave because he hasn't been on Earth, so he wouldn't take. Yeah, I meant
and
since Soundwave hasn't been to Earth, why would he take an Earth mode? So
we did switch to reactivate for 2 episodes, and he filmed so terribly on camera, and I hated how small he looked.
He's small.
So I mean, Chuck can tell you himself. I just was like, I'm switching back. I don't even care.
He's a good figure. He's just tiny.
Yeah, he's a cool looking figure, but you know what? I understood, and yeah, it made sense since he didn't really need to have a disguise. So yeah, going back to that was a good idea.
Also,
did you end up getting the United Leader, by the way?
Yeah, in the last 2 episodes, he's a United Leader.
Okay.
And did you guys tell him the thing that the epiphany we had about the Siege Shockwave last time we watched this? Did any of you guys tell RJ that?
Yeah.
The thing about how
didn't.
the use of Siege Shockwave as the ship, as the Nemesis.
Yeah.
While it's not the traditional Nemesis design, it still works because the Siege Shockwave, with all the kibble attached, all the extra bits attached to it, was based off of the brief glimpse of Armada tidal wave that we get before he takes an Earth mode when he's flying from Cybertron. And in the Japanese version of Armada, his name was Shockwave.
I see. Well, that makes more sense.
So
I didn't know that, but
it's not intentional, but it works.
Actually, I brought up to Riley that since you know what? I'll save that bit of information for when we get to the end, because it would kind of spoil something. Just continue. Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Spoilers.
That's the wrong button.
I read it already.
Blitzwing, do you have scrap where your processor should be?
Pretty sure this is a
We're
full
here to
Decepticon
fix
episode.
the engines, not destroy them, you bull brain.
Astro Train. But
My brother and JK are just having an argument.
I'll blow you to bits, and then I'll use the scraps to make myself some new mortar shells.
Jeez, but
God, that thing hurt my throat.
Programming institution.
It honestly sounded like it did.
And what are you
It did sound like it did.
Arrest me?
Yeah.
I'd break out of any jail you put me in. I am a superior Decepticon. Want to know why? I fear nothing, so no one can stop me.
Joker.
Superior, huh? I just see a soldier with an unstable processor. A calamity just waiting to happen.
What do you want, Watchdog? Does Lord Megatron
That's
have
just
another
that's just
task
Joker and Lex
for us?
Luthor's interaction in a
Finish
nutshell.
transporting the Energon. We need this ship flying as soon as possible.
Pause that really
Just
quick.
a few more crates of
So that watchdog line, I put that in there because when we all first met on the voice calls, when I just asked like, "Hey, do you guys want to talk for a little bit?" I asked like I would mention that I do custom painting, and JKR said, "Hey, I have and we both live in the same area. We both live in Chicago area." Yeah, and so like I was like, hey, if we ever meet up, maybe I could probably make you this thing. And he mentioned a watchdog, and I'm like, I don't remember that. And then he showed me a picture. It's from a G1 episode, and I made so I was like, you know what? I could probably reference something like that in there. And so when we came up to this part, while in the writing process, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll add that line in there. It makes sense since the watchdogs are supposed to be literal, just well, they look like cars in the original.
Yeah, like little
cartoon.
floating cars, basically. Yeah, little floating cars.
But it looks just like the way I painted the figure that I gave to JKR, I mean that he had me paint, it's just Siege Sideswipe, or actually in this
Red
case
Alert.
it's Siege Red Alert, painted into this thing, and it was I just thought it was a little clever instance that I could put in there for any G1 fans that were watching.
Yeah, I like the various references that you put in aren't like something that you pause and hang on. They just flow as natural parts of the dialogue.
Yeah, I tried not to make anything like super like make you wait, what was that? Like I tried to make it flow pretty easily. Like,
yeah, as someone that's
RJ, you've got your own references in there, but like I'm like huge into Transformers, so I tried to add in as much G1 and Japanese G1 as I could in certain parts.
Yeah,
and I even have like code references that are references to TV shows and stuff like that.
As someone who's written written for a couple series before and found that they don't like writing dialogue all that much as opposed to voice acting, like it's very easy to go one of two ways with references in your dialogue. Either like it makes people pause and go, wait, what the hell does that mean? Or it's something that is like too obvious, like limiting it to Transformers. Take a shot every time you see a Transformers, not just fan series, just any Transformers series from like the 90s or 2000s onwards, where you hear some variation of either one shall stand, one shall fall, or I'll rip out your optics, or just anything from the 86
just references
movie.
to anything. Yeah, just references to anything from like the Unicron trilogy on. Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of
references
to that,
like
and,
specific references to like Optimus and Megatron's fight in the 86 movie that get peppered throughout all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like to the point
picture
where it's
below
cliche
here-
to do it now.
Yeah, but pictured below here in the call are the watchdogs that Chuck painted up for me.
Okay. I'll check those out after this.
Of course.
John, and we should be moving.
But of course.
Good. And with this change here, you should see a dramatic difference.
You got to be kidding me. That's it? That was as simple as squashing a scraplet.
Sometimes it just takes.
I hate how I delivered that, but
it was a bit weird. I will say.
Like I like the that's it, but the that's as simple as squashing a scraplet. It's because that was a tongue twister for me. So
you know, it kind of sounded. You kind of sounded like you were also kind of doing a little bit of Tim Curry there. That was.
I wasn't trying to.
easiest.
Like,
yeah,
I wasn't trying to, but I slipped into
As
it.
a
But it's like
scraplet.
a scraplet. Oh, a scraplet.
2 minds knockout.
Well,
So
how
remember,
about that?
4.5 nanotorque pressures is the key.
No. Cover your ears. Screamer's here.
Hello, Starscream.
Jetfire.
Was it me or you that wrote that line?
I think I wrote that line, that cheesy.
Yeah.
Tour around Earth. Maybe it will help jumpstart your memory.
Is this really a good idea? We could be spotted by the evil Autobots.
The planet is vast. We should be fine. The Autobots are more focused on finding the Allspark to corrupt it.
I guess some time out wouldn't hurt. I think you can handle it from here, right, Knockout?
I'll do my best, Jetfire.
Well, if you have any further trouble, just page me.
Ew. No one says page anymore, Jetfire.
My apologies. Shall we go, Starscream?
Don't screw this up, Screamer.
What are you talking about, Knockout? I never do.
So, how do you think we should break it to them?
Well, how can we? How can we 100% confirm that Mike has the thing that the Autobots need?
How else would the US have had all of these advancements? You said yourself, since Dad died and Mike took over, the military has jumped light years in expertise.
Yeah, you're right.
We went from having semi-bulletproof vests, guns, fighter jets, and tanks, to suits you see in movies and video games. How else could that be, besides having the technology of the Autobots?
It still doesn't explain the literal robot. I mean, that thing looked bigger than Strongarm, and almost too Cybertronian.
David, I don't care. We have to tell the Autobots before Mike gets himself caught by the Decepticons.
There you are. I've been looking all over for the two of you.
Perfect timing, Strongarm. We have something major to tell you.
Well, as the humans say, lay it on me, man.
Well, that was... Just never mind. Let's wait till we get back to base.
Alright then. Let's go. Hop in, kids.
As she's driving away.
Yeah.
Jetfire.
Kids, but you gotta chase me.
Not yet.
Starscream?
Is everything alright, Starscream?
Everything is just fine, Jetfire.
Well, perhaps you
Pause
can
real
help
quick.
me jog my memory.
Maybe for the future, if you decide to do like he's transforming midair, maybe do like a little like effect for like if he's landing on dirt, like a little mini explosion.
Yeah, I've
like a little dust cloud.
experimented with it, but it just
didn't work out.
It never looks good enough for me to be approving it. But I tend to do more in the future.
All right.
Okay.
So it's just spin
enough.
all on.
And tell me more than what Megatron is. Like, for starters, why would a former data clerk lead an army to slaughter Decepticons without mercy?
Perhaps the same reason you left the Seekers. The Primes wanted to clean up Kaon, and Megatron was passed up by the Primes for the sole reason that he was from Kaon.
So the Primes chose Orion Pax to help lead a genocide on Kaon? You must see where 2 and 2 are not lining up.
It doesn't matter. The Decepticons are on the verge of conquering Cybertron. You can help us get even closer to that.
Conquering? That is the reason I left the Seekers in the first place. I am not here for war. I am a bot.
Sorry, what was that?
I just love the score going on in this scene.
Oh yes. Also,
it's
like
really good.
great choice of background elements for this.
Mm-hmm.
Science.
Well, you better get a grip on it quickly. The Fallen decrees that we conquer Cybertron and begin a new reign.
The Fallen?
Jetfire. Stratosphere's time is up. It's time we send someone else.
But why me?
These are the Prime Council. Literally just a bunch of Optimus
That is
Primes.
exactly why. You can help study the environment right there.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't until recently that we had any other figures of Primes to work with.
My wife was like, of course, after I finished with the Prime Council, they decided to release all the Primes.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's the age of the Primes or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more about different
that sounds stupid.
It has been a while since Cybertron has studied other worlds than ours. Stratosphere claims the inhabitants are evolving quickly. Perhaps you can learn something from them.
Well, you were the Prime here, Darthus. I will pack my things and be on my way.
That's what I like to hear, Fire. I will see you back here in 2 millicycles.
And remember, if any Cybertronian arrives on this planet, you are to take them out. No questions asked. No one can reach the Fallen. You must guard him with your life. If he were to reactivate, it would be catastrophic for everyone in his path.
Understood, my Prime.
Smart sending him off, world. Now we don't need to worry about those foolish mining drones he wanted to build. Now we can keep the Decepticons in Kaon for just a while longer.
Alert. Alert.
Oh my god, the Cybertron star scream. I love it.
I thought it was perfect.
The color scheme works.
Abandoned ship.
Can anyone hear me? This is Chief Scientist Jetfire. I was sent on a mission by Darthus Prime. Ship's log. About 12 millicycles into my journey, an unknown ship attacked me, causing significant damage. I was able to shake the pirate. I have to abandon ship.
So what happened there? For some reason I got picked off.
Oh, it might have just been a connection issue.
Yeah, for some reason my laptop is completely frozen. I'm not able to. Sorry for the severe drop in quality of my voice.
It's okay. We're getting close to the end of the episode anyway.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and continue.
Should be about a solar cycle away from the planet. I can make it on my own.
This is some damn good effects work right here to make him fit to scale.
Yeah, it was. I thought about this for once we wrote this episode, I thought about it for 6 months before I actually filmed this episode of how I was going to do it. And then the Cybertron Starscream mold actually came out right before we filmed before I filmed this episode. And I was like, that's the perfect ship for Jetfire. And the effect work wasn't that hard at all. The hardest part was actually figuring out how to make the door open without it's looking stupid. So I figured it out, but that was the hardest part.
Oh, and that's Willow as the AI voice.
Okay.
Jetfire. You gonna get that?
Yeah. This is Jetfire.
Jetfire, what was that setting again? I have everything ready to go.
Yes, it was 5.2 nanotorque pressures.
5.2 it is. Thanks, partner.
Well, this was a waste. Let's get
He didn't catch on. The number's different than what he said earlier.
Not a complete waste. I
I didn't notice that when recording because my practice, so I didn't spoil myself, was to like. Obviously, I looked at lines around mine for some sort of context to how they should be delivered.
Through the script.
But I didn't read through like the entire scripts because I wanted to have this like fresh viewing experience.
Yeah. So I think in the scene prior to this, when he's in this lab with Knockout, he says it's 4.7 nanoclicks, and then he just told him 5.2. So you'll see later on.
But see the beautiful.
Yeah. Foreshadowing is a plot device where
landscapes of this planet. Go on ahead without me. I'm going to observe a little while longer. Maybe catch a few samples for my research of this planet.
Very well, Jetfire.
If I was sent here to guard the Fallen's remains, then why do the Decepticons follow what he decrees? The Fallen started the Great War, that I know. I must know why we are truly here.
Have you ever wondered why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
It's so sad because this is one of my favorite episodes, and it's got the least amount of views of the whole season.
This had some damn good.
I was actually kind of.
This had
bummed
some
out about
damn
that,
good
too.
dialogue in it. And like, I get it didn't have like a lot of action, but it's rare in any.
Yeah,
it's rare in any series
Yeah.
that we get a Decepticon focused episode.
Yeah, and so that I specifically took when I plotted out, I was like,
zombie episode in Prime.
yeah. So it sucks because that's one of my favorite episodes. Just the whole like, it's a good episode, but then that whole segment of Jetfire's flashback, I just love so much, and it was cool to go back to the story of Insurgents and kind of add more to that for just a little bit. But yeah, it sucks that that's the least viewed episode, and it's probably as simple as I put Jetfire in the thumbnail, and everybody's like, "Who cares?" You know what episodes do the best? Any thumbnail with Bumblebee in it.
Come on.
And anyone
Maybe
with like
maybe it was
Bumblebee or Optimus,
maybe
you know,
it was my
any
Shrek voice
any
that killed it.
franchise mascot character, not like the characters that have focus for the episode.
If you look, the episodes that have the best views is the ones with Bumblebee, and then Optimus. But
yeah,
the top two viewed ones are Optimus and Bumblebee. I mean, it has Bumblebee in it.
That's just an unfortunate thing of like how the YouTube algorithm like prioritizes things with like thumbnail composition, stuff like that. Like it's why, unfortunately, if you really want a video to get views immediately when it's put out instead of waiting for the algorithm to pick it up, you kind of have to clickbait it nowadays.
Yeah.
And I know you don't want to do
fair,
that.
Yeah. Yeah. To paraphrase Perspective End, shiny thing, yay. Shiny thing. Shiny thing, good. Yeah. That's literally Optimus and Bumblebee and Megatron for the algorithm.
So that's going to do it for tonight. So I can go puke. I'm gonna see who we're gonna be rating tonight. Out of the people that I'm following tonight. You know what? We are going to raid Lul's Time, who is a fellow Eldenwood member and is playing Perpetua, which I've never heard of, but he has subtitled with Tactical Waifu Action, so I'm sure people will like that. Go give him my warmest of welcomes. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to all of my lovely co-hosts tonight for joining. I will see you tomorrow night with more Transformers Earthfall. Hopefully for longer than this, and until then, unpleasant dreams. Play us out, JKR.
Well, the boys have called us. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us. Now we have to go.
Is there an echo in here?
That was crazy, bull.
Good night, everybody.
Arrivederci.